Free means different things to different people. Free is the laughter we share together. Free are the tears of joy on that special day. Free is the ability to express yourself. Free is the air dancing around your fingers. Free feels good, and so does saving. At First Ontario Credit Union, our members always get free checking, free ATM use, free debit, free deposits, free e-statements, and new members get a free gift. Visit freeisgood.ca and get money doing better for you at First Ontario Credit Union.
Good morning and welcome back to the Green Valley Sports Complex Milthand Field here in Moline, Illinois, a part of the Quad Cities. It's the 2016 ISC World Tournament. Blair, Setford, Joe Todd here on the ISC network, and get ready for a full day of fastball action, starting right away with the BC Athletics and the Toronto Batmen. And we are getting down to the Elite Eight, the final 8 teams. We're going to send 4 of them home today and get down to the final 4 by the end of the night. Joe Todd, is going to be a great day of ball. Let's talk about the Toronto Batmen and the BCAs.
Toronto Batmans have a 4-1 record. Their only loss this week has been to the A1 Bombers, 7-1 on Monday. They've exceeded our expectations up here in the booth anyway. They played extremely well in the games since they moved over to the losers bracket.
BCAs fell to the New York Gremlins a little bit earlier in the week to get into the losers bracket. They were big winners yesterday afternoon over the Kingston Axemen to move into position here today. This is a familiar position for the BCAs. For them, it's getting over the Friday hump to try to get into Saturday. That'll be unknown territory for them.
Certainly will be a challenge for both of these teams here. We'll see who's going to rise to the occasion.
We'll set the batting order for the visiting Toronto Batmen. Leading off, Scott Wilkins at shortstop, Adam Long in right field, Santiago Prividori, the center fielder, Francisco Lombardo's playing third, Travis Jones, designated player, Craig Lyons is in left field today, Cody Skelton moves over to first base, Tyler Postel catching as he has all week, and Austin Brown at second base. Kyle Linton, the pitcher, not batting for the Toronto Batmen. We'll set the defense for the BCAs in a second here. It's Lucas Mata getting ready. First pitch of the game and pours in a strike. Marcus Tan left field, Pat Sagdal in center, Chase Turner out in right field, Kevin Castillo, Jenner Christensen, Kevin Schellenberg, and Greg Garrity around the horn on the infield for the A's. Lucas Mata pitching to Luigi Pinto, and here's a ground ball right out to Kevin Castillo, and an easy flip over to first for the first out of the game.
That first batter in the game, he always likes to get after that first pitch. Everybody see who's going to be that first guy to hit the ball, and Scott Wilkins got good contact there, but our first out of the game.
So that'll bring up Adam Long, the right fielder for Toronto. Toronto's been getting offense up and down, and timely offense for the most part, Joe Todd. They've made the most of their opportunities. Not a lot of stranded runners for the Batmen. They've been pretty effective at cashing runners.
Very clutch when it had to be.
Again, if you're just getting in with us, 1 minute after 10 a.m. Central Time this morning, Lucas Mata and the BC Athletics in red, the Toronto Batmen in yellow. You've just missed one batter, a ground out to third base. Blair, Setford, Joe Todd with you in the morning, with the morning shift here, Joe Todd, as Adam Long thinks about a bunt.
I don't mind the morning shift. Let's go for it.
You are a morning person. You're up early, you're bright-eyed and bushy-tailed all day. And you get a little tired at night, though.
Yeah. A little older in the tooth, maybe.
Just outside from Lucas Mata, and he's already kind of casting aspersions at the plate there. It looks like those pitches are just off the corner, and not getting them at this point. Lucas Mata just can't quite find the range right now. Adam Long, a good at bat here. 3-1, good hitters count for young Adam Long. And he's going to foul that one straight back into the screen. Had a healthy hack at it after a couple of bunt attempts.
Mata's really trying to work that outside corner on Long.
Well, Lucas Mata, a veteran. I mean, we were talking with some people in the park, and they remember a young Lucas Mata coming up 12, 15 years ago. Of course, was with those county materials teams back in 05, 06. Won a couple of championships there. Swing and a foul back. Pitched in the championship game in 2007, I believe it was, with the SoCal Bombers, the team that lost to the Farm that year in Kitchener. Came back and had a tour with the what was then the California A's back in 11 and 12, and spent some time with PA Power. There's the big rise ball that Lucas Mata is known for. Blows that right by Adam Long for his first strikeout of the morning.
Good power pitch there by Mata, striking out Adam Long. Long had worked him to a full count, but could not match up with Mata's rise ball.
Santiago Pividori, the center fielder for the Batmen. And Santiago has worked himself up in the order. Good young player here, and this is what I like about the Batman team. It's a really good mix. They brought in Kyle Linton this year, who has done a terrific job again here at the ISC World Tournament, has come up big for the Batmen and won a couple of games that we thought were perhaps over their head, at least by the rankings, was over their heads. And they've got some really good young players. Pividori, Francisco Lombardo, who is on deck. Postel's a good young catcher. Cody Skelton has got plenty of pop in his bat. And on the bench is Jerome McKenzie, who's been one of the top offensive players here for the Batmen all year, but just hasn't been able to find a way into the lineup here at the World Tournament. Ground ball, a little one hopper, and picked up neatly by Lucas Mata. So the Batmen go down 1-2-3 in the top of the first inning. We will go to the bottom half. Scoreless. BCA's coming to the plate.
Whatever your delivery requirements are across North America, Skelton Truck Lines provides you with reliable, safe, and high-quality service at a fair price. Skelton Truck Lines equipment is satellite tracked and delivers small parcel, less than truckload, and expedited shipments throughout Canada and the U.S. With over 50 years of experience and more than 50 trucks serving 4 divisions, Skelton Truck Lines is a thriving Ontario business and a proud Fastball sponsor. Visit us online at skeltontruck.com. Thanks to Mike Skelton for supporting the broadcast program.
Why do you play? For 100 years since 1912, Worth has been helping top athletes answer that question. Whether it's for strikeouts or home runs, the Worth K-Master 120 is the best ball in men's fast-pitch softball, and there's nothing soft about it or you. Worth is proud to be the official ball supplier to the ISC. Visit worthsports.com for more information on Worth products, including the K-Master.
So back here on the ISC network, and the Toronto Batmen making a change in the lineup. They'll drop down to 9, and the designated player, Travis Jones, will be the starting pitcher for Toronto here this morning. And Joe, are you surprised by that move?
Well, not really. I thought Travis pitched a really good game in yesterday's game. He pitched right up to the effort. Where I forget who they played in that second game.
Okay. Day before.
Sorry.
They all blend together at this point in the week.
But Travis was a real hard luck. Kyle Linton took the win in relief in that game.
So Jones working to Marcus Tan. It's Tan in left field, Kevin Castillo at third base, Greg Garrity playing first in the 3 spot, Pat Sagdal in the cleanup spot, Chase Turner out in right field for the A's, Kevin Schellenberg, Luigi Pinto, Chris Waverick. Here's a 2-hopper out to third, and the easy toss over to first. And the bottom of the inning starts just like the top did, with a ground out to third base. Chris Waverick is the designated player. He's batting 8th for the A's, and in the 9 spot, it's Jenner Christensen For Toronto Batmen, Craig Lyons, Santiago Pivadori, and Adam Long left to right in the outfield. Francisco Lombardo, Scott Wilkins, Austin Brown, and Cody Skelton on the infield around the horn. And it is Travis Jones who is the starting pitcher, and he is throwing to Tyler Postel. So I guess the thinking here is, Joe, after Kyle Linton went 7 in the heat yesterday, get what you can out of Travis Jones, and then hopefully you've got a lead, and you might be able to bring in Kyle Linton to protect that at the end of the game.
Exactly. Travis Jones has been a good addition to this Toronto Batman lineup.
It really has given them another option in the circle, and not much of a drop-off really from Linton to Jones. He's able to eat up some innings, and the game you're talking about was that 14-inning game or 13-inning game with the Kitchener Cubs, where Travis Jones came in and pitched the middle 5 innings of that game, or middle 6, I think. Linton started, Jones came in and went about 6, and then Kyle Linton came back in for the last 3 and picked up the win.
Kyle started all 5 games of this tournament so far.
And Castillo fouls this one off down the right side out of play. Swing and a miss. Down goes Kevin Castillo. Chases up and out of the zone. And Joe, one thing we've talked about here a lot this week for pitchers is if you don't have to throw strikes, you don't need to throw strikes if guys are going to chase up and out of the zone.
Exactly. Don't show them your gravy pitch till you have to.
Well, here's a guy with a really good eye at the plate. Doesn't often chase. He will occasionally chase that down ball out of the zone. But Greg Garrity's launched a couple here this week, including a home run in the bottom of the 14th inning to lift the BCAs over the Northeast Drillers earlier in the week.
Greg Garrity, 5 for 14, 357 batting average.
And this one lifted out of play, foul. So 1 ball, 1 strike on Greg Garrity. And a chopper, that's going to get past a diving Scott Wilkins. And Greg Garrity aboard with a single for BC with 2 down here in the first inning. That'll bring up Pat Sagdahl. And Pat Sagdahl has moved up from way down in the bottom of the order into the cleanup spot. 5 runs for Sagdahl, but only a couple of hits. So, I mean, he's been getting on base, 5 walks. But it's an interesting choice, I think, for the cleanup spot. Not the traditional power hitter that you would expect for the 4 spot.
Yeah, I would have thought that they've got some other boys that we have thought would have been in there, Pintos or Schellenberg or someone. But good coaching decision. We'll find out if it gives the proper results.
Well, swinging a chopper right into the glove of Cody Skelton, who's Johnny on the spot, a 1-hopper, and easily able to step on the bags. So the 1 hit is stranded, and we're going to go to the top of the 2nd inning. Scoreless, BCA's Toronto Batmen. It's early. Stay with us.
At Cooper Tire, we make tires for people, not just cars. Our brand promise is that Cooper Tires perform on the road so drivers can perform everywhere those roads take them, because life is a journey. From the everyday motorist to the most demanding high-performance off-road and motorsports enthusiasts, we have tires for you. Cooper Tire is proudly based in Findlay, Ohio, and we have manufacturing, sales and distribution, technical and design operations within our family of companies in more than a dozen countries around the world. Visit us online at coopertire.com to learn more. Cooper Tire, proud of where we've been, confident in where we're going.
First Nations Payment Systems strives to deliver innovative and secure solutions that benefit merchants everywhere. We can help you decrease your costs and increase your revenues. With more than 1 million merchant locations using the First Nations Payment Systems platform worldwide, you can't go wrong by making the switch. When you partner with First Nations Payments, your clients will benefit from our world-class payment experts, support staff, and cutting-edge technologies. To learn more about how First Nations Payments can help your organization, Contact us through our website at firstnationspayments.ca. We thank First Nations Payments for their generous sponsorship of the broadcast program.
So back here in the top of the second inning, not Chase Turner, let's turn the book over, Blair. Francisco Lombardo, Travis Jones, and Craig Lyons for the Toronto Batmen. 4-5-6. They'll try to get a base runner aboard for somebody in the lineup here. The Batmen, 1-2-3 in the top of the first inning. Lombardo's had a great week for the Batmen.
9 for 17, 529 batting average. 1 home run, 4 RBIs.
Yeah, he was the spark plug yesterday in that game against J&B Painting, a 2-run shot to get the Batmen on their way. And really, Joe, J&B Painting never really threatened that much. They would get runners on, but it was never a real high-pressure situation, I thought, for Kyle Linton.
Well, the only situation where the 7th inning where they tied the ball game up, it was 2 errors by the Batmen in that inning that kind of let the J&B Painting team back in.
The outside corner called a strike. Joe, our blue crew today?
Randy McLam from North Carolina at the plate, Lou Davis at first base from Nova Scotia, and Ed Oliver from Iowa at third base.
Swing and a miss by Lombardo. Chased that one, or fouled off, I guess. Chased it out of the zone. That was through the outer batter's box, Joe. Went a long way just to get a foul tip.
And they need longer than the 34-inch bat.
Lombardo, the young Argentine, would have probably grown up watching Lucas Mata pitch. They set up way outside, and this time holding back. So youth versus experience here for Argentina. They're one of the countries who, Joe, the game just continues to grow there in that city of Paraná, and they just produce, young superstar after young superstar.
Must be a great minor ball system or good feeder system through there.
Foul ball right up into the stands, and a good grab on the hop, and then a toss right over the tallest part of the screen, Joe. Didn't even go the weak way, went right over the top.
That's a potential ISC player in the future.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Francisco Lombardo looking to be the first base runner of the morning for the Toronto Batmen. And outside again, just not getting the call. Luiger Pinto giving Randy McLam a good look at it, but from our vantage point at least, Joe, which admittedly is about 50 feet away and 2 fence screens in between us, look to be a bit outside.
Yeah, I think so far that Mata has just been missing that outside corner. He'll have to get a little bit closer and he'll get those calls.
This one foul back into the screen and reaching again. They're definitely setting up outside every pitch. You've got one of the best vantage points there on your screen at home, being able to watch that shot from up above in behind home plate. You'll see Luiger Pinto where his setup goes. And swing and miss. Down goes Francisco Lombardo. And that will bring up Travis Jones. Just the second strikeout of the game. It's early. Mata usually racks up more than his fair share.
Number 11, Travis Jones.
Travis Jones, second top batter for this Batman team, 7 for 18, 389 batting average. Again, has had a home run in the tournament.
Well, he had a big home run against Devin McCullough in their loss to the A1 Bombers. Big, healthy cut from Travis Jones. He's a guy that the Team Canada brass who are here this week, and they're sitting right down front, John Stewart and Doug Allen from Softball Canada, the coaches and executive on the senior men's national team. They're here evaluating a lot of the players, because where else can you see all of them all at once in one spot? Right here at the ISC World Tournament. Mark Sorensen, the coach of the New Zealand Black Sox, is here. Denny Bruckert, head coach of Team USA, is here, as is the president of USA Softball, Warren Jones. So everybody is wanting to get a look at the top players in action against each other.
Good exposure. You want to see how players perform at the best tournament
Jones laces this one out to center, coming across, making the catch, Pat Sagdal. About 10 steps to his right to haul that in. Good hard hit ball off the bat of Travis Jones. First one really that they've made solid contact with, Joe.
And the ball was fading off to Sagdal's right, so Sagdal made a good catch at that, having to lower his glove down to his almost to below his waist.
That'll bring up Craig Lyons, left fielder.
Lions 5 for 18. 2 doubles here. Leading the team in RBIs.
Bit of a position switch for Craig. He's mostly been at first base here this week, but they put Cody Skelton into the field, who's been the designated player, obviously wanting to get Travis Jones into the lineup. So Cody's got to get onto the field, and Craig Lyons gets the outfielder's glove and heads out to left. And upstairs from Lucas Mata. And I think so far, Joe, from what I've seen, we're only a few batters into this, but the Batmen doing a pretty good job of laying off that big outside rise ball from Lucas Mata.
Good plate discipline by the Batman, and that's pretty well got them here this morning on Friday morning.
This one is flared out to left, coming across, and that's going to get down out of play, foul on the left side. Francisco Lombardo, Joe, was leading the tournament with 9 hits. That's pretty heady company for young Francisco Lombardo to be in. It wasn't too long ago that he was on the Argentine under-19 team that was playing in Midland back in 2012, just 4 short years ago.
You like to see players progressing through.
Swing and a miss. Down goes Craig Lyons. So 2 strikeouts sandwiched around a line drive to center field. Again, 3 up and 3 down go the Batmen in the second inning. Scoreless BCA's Toronto Batmen. BC coming to the plate.
Free means different things to different people. Free is the laughter we share together. Free are the tears of joy on that special day. Free is the ability to express yourself. Free is the air dancing around your fingers. Free feels good, and so does saving. At First Ontario Credit Union, our members always get free checking, free ATM use, free debit, free deposits, free e-statements, and new members get a free gift. Visit freeisgood.ca and get money doing better for you at First Ontario Credit Union.
Murphy's Fish and Chips is not only a great place to get some of the best seafood in Canada, but is also one of the best fastball sponsors in the game. Voted Nova Scotia's best fish and chips by Eastlink TV, Murphy's is a family institution since 1996 and a proud fastball sponsor of many Canadian and ISC championship teams. Open 7 days a week. Come join us for our famous English-style fish and chips or any of our daily specials. Murphy's is located at 88 Esplanade in Truro, Nova Scotia. We thank Dave T. Anderson and Murphy's Fish and Chips for their commitment to fastball and the broadcast program.
So back here on the ISC Network, and we do indeed want to thank both Murphy's Fish and Chips and First Ontario Credit Union for their support. Couldn't do it without all of our sponsors, and First Ontario, our lead sponsor here this year, and Murphy's Fish and Chips doing a great job for us and helping us to bring you all of the action that we've been able to do here this week on the ISC Network. And Joe, Todd, Chase Turner, Kevin Schellenberg, and Luigi Pinto will step in to face Travis Jones. Perhaps no surprise that Greg Garrity with the lone hit, probably the only guy in this BCA's lineup who has seen Travis Jones before.
Probably, yeah, for the exposure back in Ontario, so he would have his number a little bit, or at least seen him in some of the Ontario tournaments.
And sometimes when you're seeing somebody for the first time, it may take a time or two through the batting order, and perhaps part of the strategy for the Toronto Batmen, let's throw somebody new at this BCA's team and see if we can get through the order once or twice.
Great change up there by Travis Jones.
Tried to come back with it again on the outside corner, just missing. Chase Turner, of course, plenty of international experience, a mainstay for this A's team over the years. A member of Team USA as well. And Kevin Schellenberg had his back turned to Chase Turner at the plate, and that foul ball didn't miss Kevin by much over there in the batters or the on-deck circle.
Better keep your eye on the plate.
And Kevin took a few steps back down towards the dugout as Chase runs down to first. I thought that pitch was pretty close, but Randy McLam calls it ball 4. I think Tyler Postel was looking for strike 3. So Chase Turner, a leadoff walk, and Joe Todd, how often do these come around to score?
66% of the time. We'll see if that comes into fruition.
Schellenberg, the second baseman. Jason Porto, the coach for BCA's. You see him just at the left edge of your shot there. See if he's got the small ball on. He doesn't on the first pitch at least. And Jones, a strike on the outside corner. It's getting to the point of the tournament, Joe, where execution becomes key. You can't afford to miss signs. You can't afford to miss plays. And called strike again, Randy McLam. Filling up the bottom of that strike zone, Travis Jones is finding Randy McLam's range right now, and Schellenberg down 0-2, and any opportunity of thought of playing small ball seems to have disappeared right away with the first 2 pitches.
Well, which kind of surprises me. I would have think a 0-0 ball game, first game of the day. Let's lay one down. Let's see if the other team's awake.
Inside, just missing inside and up a little bit from Travis Jones. 1 ball, 2 strikes. It is early, and I know, Joe, you like to bunt early. I'd like to see Kevin Schellenberg up there being a little bit more aggressive with the stick right now in the early innings, but waiting out Travis Jones right now.
Schellenberg 3 for 15, only 200 batting average.
Well, and he chases upstairs for strike 3, so Chase Turner still out at first base. That will bring up Luigi Pinto, the catcher for BCA's.
Pinto 3 for 12, 250 batting average.
They've got a couple of different catching options. Electing to go with Luigi Pinto, who was a bit of a late addition for BC, and this one is fouled out of play. Luigi, of course, on the Venezuelan national team. He's the backup catcher there, but also does a lot of time as a designated player for Venezuela, and was one of those key cogs that helped them get a bronze medal in Saskatoon and a silver at the Pan Am Games last year in Toronto, as he fouls this one out of play as well, right off the beer tent actually, and as they're getting ready for service time in the not so distant future, getting those Bud Lights cold.
The beer sales and the ice cream guy was the most popular guy here yesterday.
Swing and a miss. It gets away from Postel. Luigi is out, but up to second base goes Chase Turner. And as Pinto, 3 straight pitches, and down he goes for the second out of the inning. That'll bring up the designated player, Chris Waverick. And Waverick and Garrity are 2 of the guys in the competition, Joe, for the largest physique here of the week.
Waverick still looking for his first hit of the tournament.
So Waverick's in the 8th spot. He's the DP today for the BCA's. Postel out to check in with Jones, with Turner at second base. He'll be looking for any tips that he can provide to Waverick at the plate. And just misses off the outside corner. Keep an eye on Chase Turner there at the mid-frame of your shot, and you can see as he jockeys around the base, keep an eye on the hands, where his hands are positioned. And those are all the tips that the players provide to the batter, just trying to tip off location or perhaps pitch selection if they can guess right. Upstairs for ball 2. 2-1 on Waverick. Opportunity for BCA's to jump out in front. We're scoreless, BC and Toronto. And in for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Good frame by Postel to make sure he got that call.
And this one is laced right back up the middle. It's hard hit and ricochets off of Santiago Pivadori. Chase Turner will score easily, and what a great time for his first hit of the tournament. Chris Waverick drives in a run.
Good clutch RBI time. Come out of that number 8 hole, picking up his first hit, as Blair just stated, giving BCA's the lead here in the bottom of the second inning.
I thought, Joe, because that ball was so hard hit that if Pivadori came up with it cleanly, they would probably hold Turner at third. But when it ricocheted off him, Turner was able to easily trot home. This one scoots through the wickets on Tyler Postel, and up to second base and into scoring position again goes Chris Waverick.
Those extra bases and the little mental errors that we just talked about coming back to haunt the Batmen right now.
Well, and this is where you've got to bear down because you're tired, you're hot, you've been out in the heat a lot because the Toronto Batmen have been playing in the middle of the day all week long. And Tyler Postel, more so than anybody else, has been feeling the effects of that because he's been behind the plate for all of it. And downstairs. So Chris Waverick with an RBI single to score Chase Turner, a 2-out RBI single at that. The BCAs jump out in front 1-0. Three and one here to Christensen, and upstairs for ball 4, and walking the 9 batter, and Joe, that leadoff walk comes around as they always tend to do, and a 2-out walk to the 9 batter, so a couple of cardinal sins being committed here by Travis Jones and the Toronto Batmen in this inning. Runners on the corners with 2 out, and we're back to the top of the shop. Marcus Tan, who started the week like a house on fire.
7 for 15 right now, 467 batting average. 6 RBIs though.
Swing and a miss for Marcus. Marcus was first team All-World last year and very likely in consideration for that this year as well. Kyle Linton is throwing down the line for the Batmen as Travis seems to be struggling to find the zone a little bit here in the second inning. And getting that through that batting order once, maybe that was all they were hoping for from Travis. I think they would have liked to have gotten through the second inning at least.
Well, Travis has 2 strikeouts in this inning, early in the inning, and just kind of falling apart to this bottom part of the order.
Well, he got 2 strikes on Waverick as well, but left one right over the plate, and that was the RBI single, hard hit single. So some discussion about something out there on the diamond. We'll get everybody back in place. Travis Jones will work to Marcus Tan, and this one's going to be flared out to short right. 1 run in. They're going to give the wave to Jenner Christensen. He's going to score, and very quickly here, all with 2 out, the BCAs now lead 3-0.
Marcus Tan picking up his 3rd double of this tournament. Good clutch RBIs again. When you set up that bottom part of the order for that top part, Marcus Tan's going to come through.
Well, that was just a little flare out into short right, but it took a hard left turn on the bounce, and it really eluded Adam Long and Santiago Pivadori out there as Jenner Christensen scored all the way from first on a ball that really wasn't that far into the gap.
No, he had to go a little bit to his right, but he should have been able to react a little bit quicker and read it off the bat.
So as you said, 2 RBIs for Marcus Tan, 2 more RBIs for Marcus Tan, and he is having himself a whale of a tournament. And how much longer do you go with Jones? I mean, you've left him out there already for 3 runs. You've got Linton throwing in the bullpen. You got to shut the door right here, do you not?
Exactly. You have to shut the door and hopefully that your bats can wake up for the BCAs.
So all of this action happening with 2 out, and Kevin Castillo at the plate, and Castillo has been doing fairly well here this week as well.
Again, leads the team in home runs too. Castillo with 2 home runs.
How many hits?
7 for 17, 412 average.
And here's a chopper out to the shortstop off the glove. You're not going to get him at first. Safe over there as off the glove, Scott Wilkins on the backhand. And it's all kind of coming apart here for Toronto right now. And Jones having a long look into the Toronto dugout. And Joe, you have to wonder if the heat and the wear and the tear has taken its toll on the Toronto Batmen.
Yeah, Scott Perry now has just called time and coming out of the mound.
So E6 extends the inning. Kevin Castillo aboard on the air. Marcus Tan is up to third on the play. Greg Garrity, who singled sharply through the left side, will step up to the plate.
Garrity 5 for 14 in this tournament.
Scott Perry had a look down into the bullpen, didn't receive any kind of sign from Kyle Linton. I think, Joe, you don't, and here comes Linton now. I think you have to make a pitching change at this point. You've got to cut this off right here, right now. Linton is making the long, slow walk into your frame from the right side. And in this heat, Joe, it's not like you're going to sprint out of the bullpen at this point.
No, not exactly, but Kyle Linton's just going to take his time here, kind of hopefully change the momentum of the inning, too.
So, Joe, we'll take a break and come back with us here on the ISC Network. Stay with us. BCA's 3 runs and counting.
For all your team uniform and equipment needs, fastball, slow pitch, and hockey, for players and teams, make sure you visit Corbett's Source for Sports on the South Service Road in Oakville, Ontario. There's a lot of deals to be had on all kinds of equipment. Thank you to Paul Hurd and Corbett's Source for Sports for their generous sponsorship of the broadcast program.
The annual Boys of Summer Tournament is held every July at Circle Tap Bar and Grill in Denmark, Wisconsin. We host some of the top teams in the game at one of the best venues in softball. The atmosphere of old-time Fastpitch with all of the amenities of a full-service bar and grill on the grounds can't be beat. Reduced-rate hotels about 10 minutes from the park are available in Green Bay. To bring your team to the annual Boys of Summer Tournament next July, contact Dean Kane at ct16@greenbaynet.com. Thanks to Circle Tap for their support of the broadcast program.
So Travis Jones still has responsibility for 2 runners out on base, Joe Todd. 3 hits, a couple of walks that have hurt him. The error is still out at first base. But he got 2 quick strikeouts here after the walk, and I thought perhaps he was on his way. But Chris Waverick with a clutch 2-out RBI single. And then the 2-out walk to the 9 batter has already come home to roost in the form of Jenner Christensen, as Marcus Tan, a 2 RBI double. And this one looking pretty good for BCA's early. Long way to go. Lots of ball here to be played. We're only in the home half of the second inning, but the BCA's out in front 3-0 on the Toronto Batmen. Kyle Linton has got to shut the door right here, right now for Toronto.
Both of the walks have scored for the BCA's in this second inning. That leadoff walk of the number 9 batter.
So Linton to face Garrity, power versus power. And look for Garrity to go right after the first pitch as it's up and in a little bit from Kyle Linton. You got to wonder how much Linton has got left in the tank too, Joe Todd. He's thrown a lot of innings here this week already.
26 innings, giving up 20 hits, 8 runs, but 43 strikeouts and 3 of the 5 victories.
Upstairs to Garrity again. So 2-0 on Garrity, and these two will have plenty of at-bats against each other here. So no surprises, just got to find something new, maybe something different. Try to exploit that weakness. Linton's got a great rise ball. You know Garrity's looking for that, maybe try and surprise him with something down and in.
Greg with that open stance at the plate.
And a little changeup from Linton, tries to paint the inside corner, but just can't find it. That's something different.
Yeah, he's really usually fairly accurate with that changeup.
So 3-0 to Greg Garrity. And way upstairs for ball 4, and wonder if that was the intentional walk. I know you loaded the bases, but perhaps here just with familiarity, opportunity to go after Pat Sagdahl, who won't have seen a lot of Kyle Linton, a little bit with the New York Gremlins last year when Sagdahl was with the Gremlins, but not a lot of at-bats over the last few years.
Sagdahl leading the team in a walk with 5 walks.
Swing and a miss, just blows that low rise right past Pat Sagdahl. Sagdahl grounded out to Cody Skelton on a hard hit ball to end the first, but an opportunity here to really blow things open for BC, Joe. Upstairs, swinging right through that rise ball. Sagdahl, we talked about in the cleanup spot. BC, of course, missing Derek Mason, who would normally be occupying this spot for BC. We do want to congratulate Derek and his wife on their newborn. Miss you here at the World Tournament, Derek. You haven't missed one in quite a number of years, but certainly you've got every reason to be at home with your family.
Exactly. Congratulations, Derek, and your wife, and your complete entire new addition.
Sagdahl, the 9th batter to the plate here in the inning. And here's a little short pop-up out to left field. Craig Lyons will get under that and tuck it away for the 3rd out of the inning. They'll leave the bases loaded, but BC scores 3. We're going to head to the top of the 3rd. BCA's out in front now, 3-0.
Think about the greatest tournaments and championships played in fastball. Remember the players who have been at the highest pinnacle of our game, like Adam Folkard and Andrew Kirkpatrick. Gorilla Gold was there helping them win. What has been a closely guarded secret by the most prominent players is now available for you. We're ready to give you a hand to play at your best in all conditions. Visit us online at GorillaGold.com to order your Gorilla Gold products today.
The law firm of Fireman Steinmetz Dea built its reputation on getting fair compensation for victims of serious personal injury or catastrophic claims. With a combined 90 years of experience and a fierce dedication to achieving results, Fireman lawyers have recovered millions of dollars every year for our clients. Whether you've been injured in a motor vehicle accident, a slip and fall, or as a result of any other act of negligence, when we represent you, we're committed to getting the results you deserve. With the lawyers at Fireman Steinmetz Dea, you are not alone. Contact us through firemanlawyers.com for a free consultation. No legal fees are billed until you receive your settlement. We thank Jack Fireman for his generous sponsorship of the broadcast program.
And back here on the ISC network for the top of the 3rd inning for the Toronto Batmen, it's going to be 7-8-9. Cody Skelton, Tyler Postel, and Austin Brown. Cody having a bit of a tough week here for the Batmen, Joe.
3 for 18 with a 167 batting average. Not very much like Cody's skills there.
No, he is normally in the middle of the order for the Batmen.
Really struggling this week, has 9 strikeouts, leading the team in strikeouts.
I think that's why you see him down here in the 7 spot, normally hitting in the 3-4 area for Toronto. But you got to make adjustments throughout the week, and Scott Perry has done a good job of that and getting his team to the 2nd last day of the ISC World Tournament into the Elite 8. And certainly if this is the end for the Batmen, and a lot of ball to be played still, but trailing 3-0 to the BCAs, they've put on a heck of a show here and certainly have exceeded their rankings.
Yes, they have, and they're going to try and get back into this game. They got to dent the armor of Lucas Mata here.
Outside, and Luiger Pinto certainly isn't going to get anything framed up like that with the swipe catch.
With a swipe catch. Really don't give the chance to the umpire to frame that pitch.
3 balls, 2 strikes to Cody Skelton. And big swing and a miss. Comes up empty. Cody Skelton, the 4th strikeout in the afternoon for Lucas Mata. That will bring up Tyler Postel. And Tyler Postel quietly in the 8th spot, Joe Todd, for Toronto, has been fairly productive with his hits. He's been in the middle of some rallies at times, but quiet down a little bit recently.
3 for 17, 176 batting average.
I think he had a couple of those in one of those key hits earlier in the week. Of course, the Batmen rung up a lot of at-bats in the 13-inning game with the Kitchener Cubs that would have been scoreless for a number of innings. Ultimately, they won that one 5-4. They were tied at 4 from the 7th through to that fateful 13th.
Very entertaining game, though.
We've had a number of those over the course of the week, whether they've been extra innings affairs or just very long 7-inning games. And missing again, and Pinto just hasn't been able to frame up. He goes to the backhand a fair bit with those pitches on the outside corner. You're not going to get your pitcher a lot of calls and swiping away at those pitches.
Especially when he's moving his glove after the setup.
Tyler Postel works a 4-ball walk.
First runner to reach base there for the Toronto Batman. This could be the start.
That'll bring up Austin Brown in the 9 spot for Toronto.
Second baseman number 22, Austin Brown.
Austin Brown, 6 for 17, 353 batting average.
So quietly in the 9-hole, Austin having a good week.
2 doubles too, so he's got fairly quick wheels.
A flash of signs from the coach, Scott Perry. You see him there on the left edge of your screen. And right down John Deere Drive, that pitch from Lucas Mata. Can't get the bat off the shoulder for Austin Brown.
Just have to be a little bit more aggressive. You're down a couple runs here. Let's start picking these runners up.
Upstairs from Mata.
Going into this game, Mata pitched just 11 1/3 innings, but has 23 strikeouts, so averaging about 2 per inning.
One down here in the inning. It's the top of the 3rd as this one is lifted foul up and out of play. Tyler Postel out on first base with a 1-out walk. The BCA is leading 3-0 over the Toronto Batmen. It is the top of the 3rd. This is the first of 5 big games here on the ISC network. Stay with us all day. Get comfortable, get a sandwich, get a drink, get some breakfast. If you're like Derek Mason out on the left coast, Jim Flanagan out there as well. But stay with us here all day and all night long on the ISC network. Getting down to the short strokes. We've got 8. At the end of the day, we're only going to have 4. And doing a great job, Austin Brown, fouling off pitch after pitch, staying alive out there in the batter's box.
You got to fight that pitch with that 2-strike count there.
The weather here in Moline has just been blazing hot. It's been into the upper 80s, low 90s in Fahrenheit, which is into the 30s Celsius, but it's been the humidity that just makes it almost unbearable. This pitch is lined out to center field, and it gets under the glove of Pat Sagdahl, and sliding into second base with a double, and up to 3rd is Postel. So the Toronto Batmen with some action happening here and back to the top of the shop, the bottom of the order, getting it done for the Batmen.
Hey, that walk, we talked about those walks setting up your inning. That walk to Tyler Postel, and then that good clean single. Little misplay there at second base and center field by the center fielder.
I'm going to give him a double on that, Joe. I'm feeling generous here this morning.
Holy. I'm coming to your house for breakfast.
Well, we had breakfast together.
Yeah. Okay, lunch.
So 2 runners aboard in scoring position back to the top of the shop. Scott Wilkins, a ground out to 3rd base, leading things off for the Batmen in the 1st. And Lucas Mata, not even close with that pitch, way out to the opposite side in the batter's box.
Wilkins looking for his first RBIs of the tournament.
And this one fouled straight back. Good hack there by Scott Wilkins. Right back and off the roof and going to bounce through the window almost of the adjoining diamond. Down low, can't get the called strike there. So 2 balls and 1 to Scott Wilkins. Tyler Postel is on third base. He walked Austin Brown. A double. And the Batmen in business here with 1 down in the top of the third inning. They're trailing 3-0 to the BC Athletics. And upstairs, now 3-1.
Mata had good clean innings in that first and second, and all of a sudden seems to be falling apart here.
Well, it's the bottom of the order. He got a quick strikeout for the first out of the inning, and now we're going to have a meeting here as Mata, I don't know whether he's showing some discomfort with the landing area out there, which has been an issue all week, or just a little bit of a weeble wobble, Joe. But here in the third, it's a scoring threat at the very least for the Toronto Batmen. Good hitters count here at 3-1 for Scott Wilkins. Setup is outside and just on that corner, just getting the front corner on the way by. That's a great pitch from Lucas Mata.
Clutch time at the plate here right now, 3-2, full count.
Outside again and waving at that one on the way by. Good hard pitch there from Lucas Mata. Not much that Scott Wilkins was going to be able to do with that. 2 strikeouts on the inning. And Lucas Mata, an opportunity to get out of this inning here. Adam Long, the right fielder, need to come up with a clutch 2-out hit.
Adam Long, 3 for 13, just .231 batting average. Has to come through here. You want to drive in these 2 runs, get yourself back in this game.
You got to take advantage of the opportunities when they present them, and tying Long up in knots right there with that inside rise ball, curving right into the hand of Adam Long. What a great pitch to the left-handed batting Long. Get a great look at that there in your screen as that ball popping right in on the hands. And a bunt attempt from Long, but fouls it right back to the screen. I don't know that that's going to get the job done, Adam Long. You might get yourself aboard, but you're going to really put, I think, Tyler Postel in a bit of a jam there, whether or not it's debatable if he's going to score on a bunted ball.
Well, if nothing else, a bunt situation will put your eye on the ball, so maybe we'll see if that assists Long in these up-and-coming pitches.
Well, he's in a hole 0-2. And waving at that rise ball, Lucas Mata blows it right by him, strikes out the side, and ends the Batman threat here in the top of the third inning. They strand 2. BCAs still lead 3-0 coming to the plate in the bottom of the third. Stay with us here on the ISC Network.
Peligro Sports provides the essentials needed to give your team an edge on the field. Our brand is rooted in creating a unique experience tailored to the specific needs of your team to ensure your performance is at the best level to execute plays. At Peligro Sports, we rally behind our athletes and understand their fight to take their game to a dangerous level. Visit our store at 2200 Amsterdam Avenue in New York City or see us online at peligrosportsnyc.com. Thanks to Jose and Peligro Sports for their support of the broadcast program.
If a man runs for president, interviews for a high-level job, or needs a good table at a smart restaurant, chances are he'll be wearing a suit. Mr. Ned is your custom tailor in New York City. Located at 137 Fifth Avenue, we provide our clients with the highest quality custom suits at affordable pricing. Our range of fabrics is second to none and will fit the needs of any well-dressed professional. Whether it be everyday business attire or a special occasion, we have the ability to make you a man of distinction. Visit the store at 137 Fifth Avenue in New York or see us online at mrnednyc.com. We thank Mr. Ned and Var Matosian for generously supporting the broadcast program.
So back here on the ISC network, we'll head to the bottom of the third inning, Joe Todd, and that was a squandered opportunity for the Toronto Batmen in the top.
Exactly. You only have so many chances given to you in a ball game. You have to take advantage of them. Batman stranding 2 runners, both in scoring position.
It's the bottom of the order that's done the damage for BC with their 3 runs. Chase Turner, Kevin Schellenberg, and Luigi Pinto will all come to the plate here in the bottom of the third inning. Chase Turner worked a leadoff walk and came around to score on the RBI single by Chris Waverick. We'll see if they can duplicate that success here in the bottom of the third inning. BC with a 3-0 lead over the Toronto Batmen. Blair, Setford, Joe Todd here on the morning shift on the ISC network. Lots of great ball games for you coming up here over the course of the afternoon. Stay with us all day on the ISC network as Kyle Linton working to Chase Turner here in the bottom of the third inning. Coming up at noon, A1 Bombers and Circle Tap. And then that will be followed by the winner of this game taking on the Scarborough Force. Now, Joe Todd, if the Toronto Batmen were advancing to that game, do you think there'd be a bit of a division in the Skelton household?
I would think so, because Mike Skelton takes care of the one team, Cheryl Skelton takes care of the opposing team. I don't know if they'll get Christmas cards to each other.
Cody Skelton and his mom, Cheryl Skelton, are the sponsors and the managers of the Toronto Batmen, and of course Mike Skelton and Andy Skelton on the Scarborough Force. And I think that there was already a bit of a family rivalry as the Batmen actually finished ahead of the Scarborough Force last year in the standings. And they won the best dressed, too.
And there was a little bit of a snicker on Cheryl Skelton's face back in South Bend last year.
Scarborough Force dropping an 8-2 decision to the Hill United Chiefs late last night in a gusting windstorm at the finale of that last game of the night last night. Linton way upstairs to Chase Turner. Full count. And if you've thrown as many pitches as Kyle Linton this week, you'd like to try and minimize your pitch count a little bit.
Kyle with all 5 starts for the Batman this week. 26 innings.
Change up here's a chopper, but that's foul on the right side. Linton came on last inning with the 3 runs already in, but with a pair of runners aboard, he walked Greg Garrity to load the bases, but then got the fly ball from Pat Sagdal to work out of that jam. And missing outside, and another leadoff walk, and seen this all too often, Joe Todd. Again, Chase Turner able to work a leadoff walk. It resulted in the first of 3 runs for the BCA's last inning. And that'll bring up Kevin Schellenberg.
Schellenberg 3 for 15, 200 batting average. Sitting right in that middle of that batting order.
Well, Shelley is more known for his defense first. And if he can contribute offensively, that's a bonus for BC. He's not up there as a power threat. He's gap to gap, as this one is fouled out of play. Just missing the golf cart escorting somebody in this morning. The Schellenberg has been a stalwart in the middle of the infield for this athletics squad over the years. And swing and a miss at that rise ball. Shelley, of course, a member of the double gold medal club last year. Reserve infielder for Team Canada. Saw some time at shortstop. Linton gets one that he likes and will dispose of the other one. Oh and 2. Schellenberg went down on strikes back in the second inning. And able to lay off that waste pitch. Good rise ball from Kyle Linton just off the outside corner.
Very important for Batman to shut the door here. They walked away from a good opportunity. They have to have a good quick inning here. Kyle Linton walking that first batter and now getting deep in the count again.
Upstairs again, Schellenberg laying off. And swing and a miss at that drop ball downstairs. Schellenberg goes down again swinging, and that will bring up Luigi Pinto.
First strikeout of the game for Kyle Linton. Third for the Toronto Batmen.
Lots of action here on all of the diamonds, along with the main one, as this one is fouled out of play. The Legends 50-plus tournament. Joe Todd in full swing. I just saw Fred Butt and Blair McBratney from the defending champion Durham Bulls. Also underway is the under-21 tournament. Most teams got a pair of games in yesterday. Alvinston and New Hamburg undefeated. Also teams from Richville and Ashland Mariners in the 4-team under-21 tournament. New Hamburg's had a very busy season. They were the Canada East under-21 champions. They finished as the Ontario champions in the OASA eliminations, and then got the bronze medal at the Canadian Junior Men's. And a number of their players were on the Canada under-19 team as Pinto fouls this one out of play again. And then now here they are here at the ISC. So it's been a busy summer for the New Hamburg Mustangs, and want to give a shout out to the Randersons who have brought the Mustangs here. And Dave Randerson has enjoyed his summer with that club, and looking forward to future opportunities to be attending ISC events as we go to Grand Rapids and then Kitchener in 2018, announced here this week. Two balls, two strikes to Luigi Pinto, who has fouled off a number of the Worth K Masters. Upstairs, chasing for strike 3.
Great rise ball. Jumped about 6 to 8 inches there.
Pinto down on strikes again for the second time in the game. And Joe Todd, right now, this inning is a carbon copy of the previous one. Chase Turner aboard with a leadoff walk. The Batman able to get strikeouts for Schellenberg and Pinto, but they've got to get by Chris Waverick, who had that clutch RBI single. That was an inning ago. Inside to Waverick.
Linton trying to establish his presence there on that inside portion of the plate.
Yeah, you can't leave anything outside to Waverick. He'll do what he just did the last time up. He will hammer it right back up the middle. Now we're going to get a line drawn, at least for Waverick, who likes to get right in tight, and he's way at the back of that box. Inside again from Litton, trying to back Waverick off that plate.
He's going to have to stay right there, but just catch that inside corner, just hopefully that Waverick can get jammed on the hands.
There's an outside corner, so 2-1 to Chris Waverick. Chase Turner's been out at first base for what seems like an eternity. There was no sign of any small ball to try to move Turner. And Waverick looks at strike 2, or did he not? He did not look at strike 2, he looked at ball 3.
Kyle Linton has thrown a lot of pitches here already.
Yeah, he's gone to a full count on just about every batter. And there's ball 4. As on the move was Chase Turner, but he'll be able to let up and trot into second base. And a 2-out walk. That'll bring up Jenner Christensen.
5 walks for the Toronto Batmen so far in this game.
That's a lot of free passes, and this game is only in the 3rd inning. A lot of base runners that you could have eliminated.
Exactly. You just can't put extra base runners on base. Take advantage of the situations. Go right after those batters.
Christensen in the 9 spot, an opportunity to extend this 3-0 lead for the BCAs. Wind blowing kind of right to left, Joe, today. It's blown in every which way, every possible direction here this week, sometimes all in one game. Jenner Christensen swings underneath that big rise ball, 0-2 to the 9 batter. But right to left today, so if you can get something up into the jet stream to left field, it might go, wind assisted.
There was a few that popped out of here yesterday.
Linton will step back off the board. Well, Brad Rona hit what I thought was one of the longer ones of the week, as he got absolutely everything on an offering from Andrew Kirkpatrick and hit it most of the way to the bush that extends out beyond the perimeter fence here at the park.
I don't think they found that ball.
Well, when they did, it might have had a bruise on it too. 0-2 to Jenner Christensen. BCAs with a pair of runners aboard. Toronto Batmen looking to shut the door. Linton called strike 3 in the outside corner. Badly needed strikeout. Kyle Linton strikes out the side, strands a pair. We're going to go to the top of the 4th inning. Toronto Batmen trailing 3-0 to the BCAs. They're coming to the plate. Sometimes people worry about asking for help because there can be a stigma around mental health problems.
Trust your teammates. Trust your teammates. Trust your teammates.
They might believe that asking for help means admitting that something's wrong.
Trust your teammates. Trust your teammates.
Some people worry about how others might see them.
Trust your teammates.
Trust your teammates.
Asking for help means that you want to make changes and take the first steps towards better mental health.
Trust your teammates.
Trust your teammates.
We should celebrate the courage it takes to speak up and make changes.
Trust your teammates. Trust your teammates.
Getting help is part of recovery.
Trust your teammates.
Trust your teammates.
Mental health isn't something you need to keep to yourself. Talk to a friend. Trust your teammates. You're not alone.
Trust your teammates.
Trust your teammates.
The first steps may be the toughest, but knowing where to look for help is a good start. Community mental health organizations like the Canadian Mental Health Association or Mental Health America offer resources and programs that can help you. Visit cmha.ca or mentalhealthamerica.net to find a branch in your community.
And remember,
Trust your teammates.
Trust your teammates.
Santiago Pividori, Francisco Lombardo, and Travis Jones. 3-4-5 for the Toronto Batmen. And Joe, they got to wake these guys up if they are going to get back into this ball game.
Well, they had a good start to last inning, but they just didn't get that clutch hit with those runners in scoring position.
And that maybe is the difference right now for the Batmen in the game, trying to face the veteran Lucas Mata, who has been there and done that over the years, and shutting down a scoring threat like he did in the third inning. Certainly something he's done many times in the past.
Exactly. Great reputation. Good experience here in the IC program.
Pours in a strike to open things up with Pividori. He had a little soft two-hopper back to Mata to end the first inning. And this one is lifted out to right, but that's going to drift foul out of play. Over by the pizza tent, Joe. Todd, you had pizza yesterday?
Yes, I did, and it was excellent.
It was delicious, wasn't it? Some really good vendors here in the Midway. Can highly recommend the ribeye sandwich if you ever get out to Quad Cities for a future World Tournament. That misses outside, so 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Game has slowed down a notch here now.
And swing and a miss, that big roundhouse rise ball. And that is 3 in a row for Lucas Mata. And need a little bit better plate discipline there. Pividori chasing way upstairs and out of the zone.
Had to be 6 inches over his head, so yes, it looks good when it leaves the pitcher's hand, but if it looks good then, probably going to jump on you, so it's going to be out of that strike zone.
Francisco Lombardo went down on strikes leading off the second, but this one is lifted out to left, and that's going to fall in for a base hit. He's now got 10 on the tournament, Joe, and we believe that that's leading the tournament. He came in with 9, now 10, and Lombardo having a great 2016 ISC World Tournament.
Again, one of those keys why Toronto Batmen have advanced into the Friday, game number 63 out of 70 games.
Travis Jones, he had a hard hit ball that was tailing away from Pat Sagdell. If you're not as quick as Pat Sagdell, you don't get to that ball, and Jones up there slapping away at this one. Interesting approach. Travis isn't really known as a slapper.
Not really, no. I guess he just wanted to get that ball into play, and hopefully, as those players are moving defensively, driving it over their heads.
Yeah, something just a little bit different. And late on this inside one, tied him right up. Lucas Mata, all that experience. I see Joe Todd right out in front of it. It's beer o'clock for somebody out there. And this one is a little looper. That's going to elude Schellenberg, and the Toronto Batmen again with a pair of runners on board here with 1 down. Second straight inning, they've been able to put together a couple of base runners. Got to cash this time around.
Exactly. Good clutch hit again by Travis Jones, just punching the ball over that infield. See if Batman can make sure we can put a dent in the scoreboard. Still 3-0 here in the top of the 4th inning.
Back-to-back singles for Lombardo and Jones brings up Craig Lyons. And he has a long look down at Scott Perry in that third base coach's box. Down 3-0, Joe. I think you got to be hitting away. And indeed he is. This one is pulled foul down the right side.
Yeah, I'm sure it's green light from here on in.
And the lefty for BC, Uriah Drage, is throwing down. Ramon Jones would seem to be the logical choice, but if you want to give the Batmen something different to look at, you might go with the lefty. But I got to think if the game's on the line, certainly Ramon Jones would be the guy that you would go to. I think they'd like to save him for a potential afternoon matchup if they had to.
Drage hasn't touched the mound this week yet.
And this one is laced back up to center. It's going to fall in front of Sagdahl, and 3 straight singles has got the Batmen with the bases loaded. 1 out here in the 4th inning.
Good single there by Lyons, driving right up the middle. Sagdahl very lucky that ball didn't take a different bounce. He was very fortunate to pick it up cleanly there.
Well, he was coming in on the charge. Lombardo had to wait near second base to see if Sagdahl was going to be able to catch that on the fly or if he was going to get it on the bounce. But that's going to bring up Cody Skelton. And no better opportunity for Cody right here, right now, to propel his team, his Batmen, back into this one.
Need a good clutch hit out of Cody. Struggled against Mata with that strikeout.
Just off the outside corner, Lucas Mata, a long look in, wanted that pitch. Good look by Cody Skelton. BC's out in front 3-0, but that could change any second here. In with a strike. Toronto Batmen, 1 out, the bases are loaded. 3 straight singles after a strikeout to lead things off here at the top of the 4th inning. And lifted foul out of play down the left side. And now Ramon Jones is up throwing.
Cody just doesn't seem to be set at that batter's box.
Well, normally as a power hitter, Cody would have the hands right down at the bottom of the bat. He's actually choked up by about an inch, it looks like, on the barrel. That's not his usual batting grip. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. Cody Skelton just can't get the bat off the shoulder in a long time, leaving the batting area, but good outside corner from Lucas Mata. So Skelton, a strikeout looking to go with a strikeout swinging. Tyler Postel, who walked in the 3rd inning. The Batmen, you can't squander 2 straight scoring opportunities like this. Got to get a hit here from Tyler Postel. There's a strike on that outside corner, and Mata beginning to find the range on that pitch.
Postel looking for that ball to come right down the middle of the plate so he can drive in these runs.
Inside swing and a foul back to the screen, so 0-2 on Tyler Postel, and again Lucas Mata. An opportunity to get out of this jam for the BCAs. The 3 straight singles by Lombardo, Jones, and Lyons. Those are the runners at 3rd, 2nd, and 1st, respectively.
Postel wanted that pitch. It was a rise ball that did not rise.
Just off the outside corner. Luigi Pinto was halfway to the duck. Thought he had it.
Yeah, don't do that. Take the call.
Well, and you know what? We've seen that a few times here this week. Batters who have tossed the bat aside and trying to make their way to first, it's getting called a strike.
Yes, you don't show up and umpire.
Swing and a miss. They work out of it. 3 straight singles squandered. Lucas Mata doing a job here for the BCAs. Ends up striking out the side and ending another Toronto Batmen threat.
Murphy's Fish and Chips is not only a great place to get some of the best seafood in Canada, but is also one of the best fastball sponsors in the game. Voted Nova Scotia's best fish and chips by Eastlink TV, Murphy's is a family institution since 1996 and a proud fastball sponsor of many Canadian and ISC championship teams. Open 7 days a week. Come join us for our famous English-style fish and chips or any of our daily specials. Murphy's is located at 88 Esplanade in Truro, Nova Scotia. We thank Dave T. Anderson and Murphy's Fish and Chips for their commitment to fastball and the broadcast program.
Free means different things to different people. Free is the laughter we share together. Free are the tears of joy on that special day. Free is the ability to express yourself. Free is the air dancing around your fingers. Free feels good. and so does saving. At First Ontario Credit Union, our members always get free checking, free ATM use, free debit, free deposits, free e-statements, and new members get a free gift. Visit freeisgood.ca and get money doing better for you at First Ontario Credit Union.
Another opportunity squandered by the Toronto Batmen, Joe Todd. They've left 5 base runners in the last 2 innings alone, and you've got to get that clutch hit. It's tough to do against Lucas Mata.
Exactly. That's 4, and 4 of those 5 were in scoring position, so just a big chance for the Batmen to get back in this, but unable to get that big clutch hit.
Marcus Tan back to the top of the shop for the BCAs here, the bottom of the 4th inning. They left 2 runners aboard of their own in the 3rd, so squandered opportunities on both sides of the plate. We'll see if Marcus Tan can continue his hot hitting here. He's got 2 RBIs and a double, 1 for 2 in the game. And Kyle Linton cores in a strike on the outside corner to open up the bottom of the 4th inning.
Marcus Tan leading his team with RBIs, 8 RBIs so far.
And a changeup floats in, chopped through the 5.5 hole. Tan takes a big turnaround first base, about a third of the way to second, before throwing out the parachute, and he'll retreat back to first base. 2 for 3 now on the game, and he's got to be creeping up on 10 hits.
He would be 9 for 18.
So 500 batting average, Marcus Tan continuing his hot streak. Kevin Castillo. Kevin reached on an error in the second base, or in the second inning rather. Got as far as second base.
But it's the intangibles that Marcus Tan gives you when he's on base too.
Upstairs to Castillo. Both of these guys have done time with Team USA. Castillo was more of a reserve player for Team USA in Saskatoon. He did get the lone hit of the game for Team USA against Adam Folkert in a round-robin matchup with Australia. Cost me a beer.
Oh, you and Jim Flanagan again.
Well, that one was with Kyle Smith.
Oh,
actually.
was it? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it might have been a Canada US thing.
10 years apart, Kevin Castillo broke up Adam Folkert no-hitters. Once with the Team USA in the under-19s, and then again in Saskatoon 10 years later.
History repeats itself.
And this one is laced out to left field, so a pair of hard hit balls. Tan is going to get on his horse as that ball is bobbled out in left by Craig Lyons. So he'll go coast to coast, and we'll have runners on the corners here with nobody out in the 4th, bringing up Greg Garrity to the plate. Greg 1 for 1 with a walk, and not the guy you want to see at the plate with runners aboard.
Exactly. Castillo just took that ball, that pitch by Linton, drove it over that infield. Marcus Tan very aggressive on those base paths, moving from first to third.
BCA is looking to extend their 3-0 lead over the Toronto Batmen, and Garrity swings and misses at that rise ball in the outer half.
Garrity, one of the power hitters on this BCA team, but when you're a power hitter, you also have the most strikeouts, 6 strikeouts for Garrity here, leading the team.
The wind picking up just a little bit, blowing out to center left. Maybe just out all the way. Garrity doesn't usually need the wind to get the ball out of the park. He got robbed of one earlier in the week. And this one here, he bails out. I didn't think that pitch was that close. Linton's
asking where it was.
Yeah. He thought it was in for a strike. I think Garrity maybe sold a bill of goods there to Randy McLean. So 2-1 to the 3-batter for the BCAs. Upstairs on the move, Castillo will take an uncontested second base. So 2 runners in scoring position. I like the aggressiveness there from Jason Porto. Get that guy over into scoring position. Now you've got a real good hitters count for your 3-batter.
Garrity in a natural stance, or is he crowding the plate a bit?
No, that's about his usual spot. He's got that wide open stance. He'll bring the left foot in and foul this one straight back to the screen. Fortunately, we'll hit well above where our camera is positioned.
Yes, please.
Full count to Garrity. Upstairs, ball 4. I don't know, does Garrity look any bulkier than he normally does, Joe? I mean, he's normally a very imposing physique.
I don't think he's changed too much.
We shared a plane ride down together from Toronto to Chicago last weekend, and I didn't think that he looked much larger than normal.
Now, I don't know if I want to share a plane seat with him or beside him.
Well, he was in the row in front of me, and fortunately didn't decide to lean back too much. So bases are full of red-shirted BCA players, and they haven't been able to cash, just like the Toronto Batmen the last couple of innings. We've had a lot of runners in scoring position, but nobody has been able to get that base hit. But right now, bases loaded with nobody out. Pat Sagdal.
Kyle Linton looking for that special strikeout here.
This one's fouled out of play, so 1-2 on Sagdal. Pat, a ground out and a fly out. Pat won a batting title here a couple of years ago with the Northwest Olympic team. And here's a hard hit ball through the right side. That's going to bring around 1 for sure. Castillo on the move. The throw will go into second base. And Pat Sagdal extends the lead now 5-0 for the BCAs. A 2 RBI single and some good hitting there by Sagdal to pull that ball through the hole.
Good clutch hitting there, and the good wheels of Kevin Castillo at second base, easily scoring.
Scott Perry out for a visit on the mound. And
number 77.
this perhaps, Joe, a bit of consolation here for the Toronto Batmen. Let's take a deep breath. Let's slow things down a little bit as very quickly the bases had been loaded.
Again, just refocus what you have to do with the task at hand. Think about where the runners are. What do I have to do when the ball's hit? Just think the basics. Sometimes you're down 5-0 and then the game seems to sneak away from you. Your focus is on other things.
Well, this is the danger here right now with Garrity out at second base and Sagdal at first. Chase Turner can almost put this one away if he can get something into a gap, and BC can score 2 more. This game could be over in a hurry. And this one is lifted up to short center. Actually ranging back is the shortstop, making a good over-the-shoulder grab. Scott Wilkins able to range out there before Santiago Pividori. I don't think Santiago was going to get to that ball.
No, not at all. Great play by Wilkins to backtrack there, pick up that first out of the inning.
And we're going to get a pinch hitter for Kevin Schellenberg. Coming up is number 39 for the BCAs. That is Uriah Drage. Easy, as I believe he's normally known by.
Now batting number 39, Uriah Drage.
So Schellenberg with a pair of strikeouts and really not that close, Joe. So Drage getting the opportunity here to drive in a couple more here in the 4th.
Exactly. Games like this coming late in the week. If you're not producing, someone else will.
So 1 ball, 1 strike to Dredge. Garrity out at second base can run well once he gets some momentum going, but takes him a few strides to get that into gear.
Dredge only his second at bat in the tournament, but he's 1 for 1 coming in here with 1 RBI. That 1 hit being a home run.
2-1 on Dredge. Linton and Postel both wanted that outside corner from Randy McLam, and I think frustration setting in on the part of the Toronto Batmen here at this point, Joe.
Exactly, yep. Just have to bear down.
Big cut, swing and a miss. So we'll go to 2-2 on Dredge. Make that strike 3. I lost a strike there somewhere. So Linton able to bear down and get the second out of the inning. Luigi Pinto also down on strikes twice today.
Now batting, the catcher, number 36, Luigi Pinto.
Here's a chopper into the glove of Lombardo. He'll go the short way and step on the bag for the final out. So they end the threat, but BCA's extend their lead to a 5-0 advantage. We'll go to the top of the 5th inning. BC out in front.
At Cooper Tire, we make tires for people, not just cars. Our brand promise is that Cooper tires perform on the road so drivers can perform everywhere those roads take them, because life is a journey. From the everyday motorist to the most demanding high-performance off-road and motorsports enthusiasts, we have tires for you. Cooper Tire is proudly based in Findlay, Ohio, and we have manufacturing, sales and distribution, technical and design operations within our family of companies in more than a dozen countries around the world. Visit us online at coopertire.com to learn more. Cooper Tire, proud of where we've been, confident in where we're going.
First Nations Payment Systems strives to deliver innovative and secure solutions that benefit merchants everywhere. We can help you decrease your costs and increase your revenues. With more than 1 million merchant locations using the First Nations Payment Systems platform worldwide, you can't go wrong by making the switch. When you partner with First Nations Payments, your clients will benefit from our world-class payment experts, support staff, and cutting-edge technologies. To learn more about how First Nations Payments can help your organization, contact us through our website at firstnationspayments.ca. We thank First Nations Payments for their generous sponsorship of the broadcast program.
What do you predict there, Blair?
Well, it depends on which Devin McCullough shows up. He looked really good earlier in the week, but then kind of got batted around a little bit by Scarborough the other night. And that hasn't been what we've been accustomed to seeing with Devin McCullough. So I'll be anxious to see whether they stick with Devin or they go with Jorge Segura, who I thought looked pretty good yesterday afternoon as they took out the Kingston Axemen.
Yeah, Segura looked sharp there yesterday.
My guess was that was Devin's day off to refocus, as here's another flare out to center field, but Pat Sagnall will come across to collect that off the bat of Austin Brown. And give the Batmen credit. They've been up there hacking away against Lucas Mata, and he's been able to get some key strikeouts, but they have put the bat on the ball at times.
Well, the last 2 innings, they've done exactly that. But they have been stranding those runners. 5 runners on base, 4 in scoring position. Just can't do that.
And all of them stranded as BCA's out in front of this one, 5-0. Scott Wilkins up for his 3rd plate appearance. A ground out and a strikeout. Nine strikeouts on the morning for Lucas Mata so far. It kind of be like the Marines, Joe. He'll have more done all day, or more done in the morning than everybody else does all day.
And sometimes pitchers don't like to pitch in the morning, too.
No.
Really? What a shock.
Well, down on strike, Scott Wilkins. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Caught looking. 10 now on the morning for Lucas Mata. And He's making quick work of the Batmen here in the 5th inning. Adam Long will come to the plate, and Adam has been down on strikes twice. And this is the disadvantage of having a short bench. Only a couple of players on the bench. In fact, really just one, Jerome McKenzie and Scott Perry, the coach. The only 2 subs listed for the Toronto Batmen.
Well, it's that top 3 in the batting order for the Batman that kind of been disappointing today.
Called a strike. I'm a little surprised we haven't seen more of Jerome McKenzie, which leads me to believe he must be nursing some kind of injury or something, Joe, because he was as hot as anybody all summer long for the Toronto Batmen and batting up in the top of the order, and he did that for the New Zealand Junior Black Sox as well. So I have to think that he's battling some type of injury for him not to be in the lineup, or at very least pinch hitting or pinch running.
I would think so, because he is a big part of this lineup.
Just missing outside, running the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 down in the inning. BCA's a 5-0 lead over the Toronto Batmen. Swing and a miss. 2 more strikeouts, run it up to 11. Lucas Mata's got this one well in hand. BCA's out in front, 5-0.
Whatever your delivery requirements are across North America, Skelton Truck Lines provides you with reliable, safe, and high-quality service at a fair price. Skelton Truck Lines equipment is satellite tracked and delivers small parcel, less than truckload, and expedited shipments throughout Canada and the U.S. With over 50 years of experience and more than 50 trucks serving 4 divisions, Skelton Truck Lines is a thriving Ontario business and a proud Fastball sponsor. Visit us online at skeltontruck.com. Thanks to Mike Skelton for supporting the broadcast program.
Why do you play? For 100 years since 1912, Worth has been helping top athletes answer that question. Whether it's for strikeouts or home runs, the Worth K-Master 120 is the best ball in men's fast-pitch softball. And there's nothing soft about it or you. Worth is proud to be the official ball supplier to the ISC. Visit worthsports.com for more information on Worth products, including the K-Master.
Chris Waverick, Jenner Christensen, and then back to the top of the shop, Marcus Tan for the BCAs here in the home half of the 5th inning. Tell you something, Joe, Todd, with the heat out there in the diamond, BC would love to find 2 runs and put an end to this one shortly and save the wear and tear, not only on Lucas Mata, but on the rest of the players as well.
Exactly. Anytime you can spend a little bit of time in the shade, it's beneficial to you.
Waverick 1 for 1 with an RBI single, a run scored back in the 2nd inning. He walked in the 3rd and chases after that pitch here to open things up in the bottom of the 5th. And outside from Linton. Kyle into his, I think, Joe, probably got to be close to getting on to 30 innings here in the tournament, and you got to wonder how much he's got left in the tank after, you know, the Batmen have been out there in the middle of the day every time they've played. It's not like they've been playing at 8 o'clock at night when it's cooled down by about 4 degrees.
No, and that heat will take an effect. We started last Saturday, and here we are next Friday, 7 days later, and Batmen are still playing, but that sun's been hot every day.
And here's a little chopper. That's going to get out onto the grass over the head of Austin Brown. And Chris Waverick having a good day. You said that was his first hit, the RBI single. Well, he's 2 for 2 with a walk here on the afternoon and making his bid to stay in the lineup for this afternoon should the A's go on to win this one.
Exactly. You want to get your chance to get in that lineup, produce.
Well, you got to take advantage of it when you do get the chance.
Pinch hitting for the shortstop, number 1, Jenner Christensen, will be number 20, Matt Christensen.
So Matt Christensen will come on to pinch hit for Jenner Christensen. And these guys are in competition with Schellenberg for the most letters on the back of the jersey. He's got to hold his arms straight up so you can read them. Matt Lott, not a lot of playing time here this week, Joe?
No, Matt, this is actually his 4th at bat, so 3rd game he's already been in. This is his first plate appearance.
Fouls this one straight back to the screen, so 1 ball, 1 strike on Matt Christensen.
Has scored twice, so I guess he's done some pinch running. Kyle Linton just very slow, deliberate moves now.
Starting to get a decent crowd on hand, Joe, but everybody is congregated underneath those big umbrellas on the first base and third base sides of the grandstands here at Milt Hand Field at the Green Valley Sports Complex. That's where the shade is.
Well, there has to be at least 10 degrees difference between that.
Down on strikes goes Christensen, so that'll take us back to the top of the shop. Marcus Tan will step in with 1 down here in the bottom of the 5th inning. BCA's out in front of the Toronto Batmen, 5-0.
Marcus Tan.
Marcus 2 for 3 on the afternoon with a couple of RBIs and a run scored.
4 strikeout for Linton, 7 for the Batman total.
And Tan line shot, and then he was going to throw it to first and then thought better of it, but couldn't halt the throw as Austin Brown bounces one past Cody Skelton at first base. But a good play on the grab nonetheless on the line shot off the bat of Marcus Tan.
Marcus Tan hit that ball fairly hard, but right at Austin Brown.
So that'll bring up Kevin Castillo. Kevin singled in the 4th and scored, reached on an error in the 2nd. So Linton getting very deliberate. Want to say hi to Marcus Tan's mom, Deb, who has been with us all week for all the BCA's games as well as some of the others as well. And I think Deb Tan has been a pretty frequent member of the audience with us here on the ISC network over the years, dating all the way back to Marks' debut back in ISC 2. Here's a ground ball out to Brown. He'll go the short way to second base to end the inning. So thanks for being with us, Deb Tan. Your BCA's looking pretty good at the moment, leading 5-0.
If a man runs for president, interviews for a high-level job, or needs a good table at a smart restaurant, chances are he'll be wearing a suit. Mr. Ned is your custom tailor in New York City. Located at 137 5th Avenue, we provide our clients with the highest quality custom suits at affordable pricing. Our range of fabrics is second to none and will fit the needs of any well-dressed professional. Whether it be everyday business attire or a special occasion, we have the ability to make you a man of distinction. Visit the store at 137 5th Avenue in New York or see us online at MrNedNYC.com. We thank Mr. Ned and Var Matosian for generously supporting the broadcast program.
Think about the greatest tournaments and championships played in fastball. Remember the players who have been at the highest pinnacle of our game, like Adam Folkard and Andrew Kirkpatrick. Gorilla Gold was there helping them win. What has been a closely guarded secret by the most prominent players is now available for you. We're ready to give you a hand to play at your best in all conditions. Visit us online at GorillaGold.com to order your Gorilla Gold products today.
Joe Todd coming up on the ISC network. The next broadcast, Circle Tap Dukes and the A1 Bombers. It'll be Sebastian Gervasuti for the Dukes and Devin McCullough for the Bombers. No surprise, I don't think there. Are there those starters?
Well, just wondering how Gervasuti's leg is. Got hit hard early in the week, right on the kneecap.
Talked to Seba last night, and he said he was able to go pretty much 100% when he pitched yesterday afternoon against the Northeast Drillers. That game was 1-1 into the 4th inning, and then Circle Top exploded and put up 9 in the 4th, and that was a run rule game, so he came out after that, and Joel Goodall pitched the last inning, but he said he was able to go hard for 3 innings.
Very good. Good to see him come back in the lineup and add some strength there.
So Santiago Pivadori up there hacking away for the Toronto Batmen, looking to get a board and try to set the table for Lombardo and Jones to follow. 3-4-5 for Toronto here in the 6th inning. Pivadori can't get on board against Lucas Mata. This one upstairs. A ground out and a strikeout so far for Santiago.
Mata jamming Pivadori twice on the inside, now going to the outside. We'll see what he's coming back with.
Well, the setup is outside. Luigi Pinto was ready to fire that down to third.
Randy has been giving him that inside pitch. He hasn't been giving him the outside. Randy McLam, home plate umpire.
So 2 balls, 2 strikes to Pivadori. Toronto has got to do what they did a couple of innings ago, get some runners aboard, but then they got to find that key hit, which they've been unable to do. That's been the difference in the game. A couple of key hits for the BCAs. Toronto just can't pull the trigger when it counts.
Well, Batman with 4 hits in this game. BCAs with just 5, but those 5 hits came at very important times.
Just off the corner again, you see Luigi Pinto praying for that call in behind home plate, head bowed. Full count on Pivadori. He was 0-2 after the first 2 pitches, and able to work his way back into a full count position. And just misses off the outside corner. So a good eye by Pivadori. And a leadoff walk.
Pinto and Mata both a little frustrated by the calls of Randy McLam. Randy McLam just kind of said, that's enough, move on.
All of the BCA's players, with the exception of third baseman Kevin Castillo, kind of gathered on the mound in commiseration with Lucas Mata. Castillo came in to have a quick word with the catcher Luigi Pinto. Got to be careful with Francisco Lombardo. He's got a couple of home runs here this week, having a great tournament, leading the tournament in hits, and fouls this one off at the plate. You've got this 5-0 lead if you're the BCAs. You don't want to let the Batmen back into this one.
Exactly, just kind of let Mata pick his corners. Just don't want to allow those walks. Those walks will come back to haunt you.
It's fouled off at the plate again, so 0-2 on Lombardo.
That was the second walk for Lucas Mata today. The Batman was 6 walks.
And Garrity will come in to check on Pinto. I don't know if he got that one off the hand or off the glove. So let's get reset. Aboard at first is Santiago Pivadori. A leadoff walk here in the top of the 6th. BCA's out in front 5-0. Francisco Lombardo at the plate, down 0-2 in the count, and up and in.
Again, Mata knowing the strength of Lombardo, just trying to jam him on the hands.
Well, good location there indeed from Mata, as this one is skied up on the infield. Calling for it is Jenner Christensen. And he will put that away. That's actually Schellenberg, who has moved over to shortstop, as Matt Christensen has stayed in the game over at second base.
Now batting.
Travis Jones now batting for the Toronto Batmen. Batmen trying to find their first dent in the scoreboard against Mata. We're in the top of the 6th inning.
And this one is lifted foul out of play. Travis has hit the ball hard twice. Mata's going to roll a ball back into the plate that he doesn't like. And just off the outside corner to Travis Jones. That'll even the count at 1-1. Got to think the Team Canada brass will like what they see from Travis Jones.
Travis, a great up-and-coming player. We've seen him probably start with our program back in the ISC Canada East with the Wyerton Red Devils about 5 years ago.
Yeah, that junior team that won the Junior Canadians probably 5 years ago, as you said. And last year, Travis, the MVP, or the top pitcher at least, of the ISC 2 division as the Wyerton Nationals won that division. Travis joining the Batmen this year and helping to lead them to a deep run into the World Tournament, but down on strikes. 2 down in the inning. That will bring up Craig Lyons. Craig singled sharply back in the 4th, but he was stranded out at first as the Batmen left the bases loaded in the 4th.
Lucas Mott staying true to form, average about 2 strikeouts, number 12 for him now.
And this one chopped foul down the right side. So we'll get back, we'll get reset for BCA's. Craig Lyons in the box for the Toronto Batmen. Santiago Pigavadori is out at first base on the leadoff walk. A fly ball and a strikeout since, and Lucas Mott has been pretty efficient at snuffing out these rallies, Joe, as you said, been able to get that clutch strikeout when he needs it.
Exactly, he's been coming right at the batters when he has to. He's still trying to pick that outside corner, and Randy McClam has not been easing to his call.
And this one is laced out to right. That gets down. It's a fair ball. They're going to give him the wave. Here comes Pivadori. Here's the throw. It's going to go to third base, and in with a stand-up triple is Craig Lyons.
Toronto Batman finally getting on that scoreboard with that triple from Craig Lyons. That leadoff walk again, coming back to haunt the BCAs.
Well, the Toronto Batmen finally get a clutch 2-out base hit. That one rattling down the right field line into the corner, as it was a long way for Chase Turner to go to get it. And give Craig Lyons an RBI and the Toronto Batmen some life.
Well, they've been playing the Cardiac Kids all week, so we'll see if they got another little chance here. The door has been open.
Cody Skelton at the plate for the Batmen, and Cody having a rough day here. Strikeout looking, strikeout swinging, and can't connect there.
Cody would love to pull in that second run for the Batman. Kind of wake up his bat, too.
Just outside, perhaps a bit high from Mata. But you know, Cody would just really love to contribute right here. Bring home another run, get the Batmen just that one step closer. They've broken the goose egg. Now you've got to add to it. Inside, moves Skelton off the plate.
Lucas has thrown a lot of pitches these last 3 innings.
Well, Pinto will go out and have a word. Christensen will stand on the periphery. I don't know if he speaks Spanish or not, but Pinto, the Venezuelan, and the Argentine, Lucas Mata, able to converse in their home language.
I don't think Randy McLam speaks, so we could be okay there.
Just on the outside corner.
Time for Cody to get good aggressive here now.
3 balls, 2 strikes on Cody Skelton. Full count. Got to be aggressive. Swing and a miss right underneath the rise ball from Lucas Mata. Down on strikes goes Cody Skelton. They get 1. It's a little closer now, 5-1. BCA's in front.
The law firm of Fireman Steinmetz Dea built its reputation on getting fair compensation for victims of serious personal injury or catastrophic claims. With a combined 90 years of experience and a fierce dedication to achieving results, fireman lawyers have recovered millions of dollars every year for our clients. Whether you've been injured in a motor vehicle accident, a slip and fall, or as a result of any other act of negligence, when we represent you, we're committed to getting the results you deserve. With the lawyers at Fireman Steinmetz Dea, you are not alone. Contact us through firemanlawyers.com for a free consultation. No legal fees are billed until you receive your settlement. We thank Jack Fireman for his generous sponsorship of the broadcast program. Peligro Sports provides the essentials needed to give your team an edge on the field. Our brand is rooted in creating a unique experience tailored to the specific needs of your team to ensure your performance is at the best level to execute plays. At Peligro Sports, we rally behind our athletes and understand their fight to take their game to a dangerous level. Visit our store at 2200 Amsterdam Avenue in New York City or see us online at peligrosportsnyc.com. Thanks to Jose and Peligro Sports for their support of the broadcast program.
Thought we might get a Skelton matchup. We still might, barring a miracle comeback, though. It looks like it could be the BCA's and the Scarborough Force a little later this afternoon. Greg Garrity steps in again to face Kyle Linton. Third time these guys have already squared off here this afternoon as Linton came on for Garrity's second at bat of the game in the 2nd inning.
Garrity kind of surprising with 2 walks today.
Well, swing and a miss there, and I just think that that's a little bit of sign of respect. The Toronto Batmen not wanting anything to do with Greg Garrity. If you're going to get beat on a home run from somebody, let it be somebody who isn't known for them.
Right. Don't let one guy beat you. Was my old rule.
Garrity going to go back for a little bit better grip on that orange and white bat. Pretty unique coloration. Looks like a really thin handle on that bat too, that Garrity swings. Of course, pretty much anything looks small in the hands of that guy. One ball, 2 strikes, going right at him this time, not pitching around him. And I guess that's easy to do when you don't have runners on base. And that's the other thing, he has tended to come up with Tan and or Castillo on base.
Exactly, so they've been kind of very careful with him.
And this one hammered past the third baseman, Francisco Lombardo. And Greg Garrity, 2 for 2 in the afternoon with a pair of walks. Hasn't been able to come around and score, though. He got as far as second base in the 4th, but he spent most of the game parked out there at first base.
Exactly. Good. Made it over as far as second back in the 4th inning, but unable to come across the plate yet. Sagdahl with a pitch in the strike.
Sagdahl had that key hit in the fourth to help to extend the lead. 5-1 looks a lot better than 3-1 from the A's perspective, doesn't it?
Exactly. That was a good clutch hit there.
Drove in both Tan and Castillo.
We talked about him being moved fourth in the order, but he come through today.
So Garrity at first with the single. No sign of a pinch runner for Garrity. They've got a couple of guys available still. Josh Johnson, I suppose, could go into run, or CJ Dedeaux, but CJ's your backup catcher, so you're not likely to put him into run at this point.
No.
And swing and a miss, somewhat feeble swing there by Pat Sagdahl. Chase Turner step on for his fourth look at Kyle Linton.
Chase Turner.
Third look rather, but his fourth at bat. A couple of walks for Chase and a fly out.
Kyle Linton kind of begging for that pitch, but he didn't go. That pitch didn't go to Lucas Mata last inning, so.
And this one is skied right over our heads, Joe Todd. That's going to make its way off the roof and out towards the diamond behind us. No opportunity to get foul balls here this week with the closed-in press box.
No, I've had a few chances. I wish I could have reached out the window, at least pulled my fishing net in, but the air-conditioned booth will take.
This week especially. Right on the outside corner for a called strike. So 1-2 to Chase Turner. Again, BC would love to get a couple here and get off the diamond at least one run or one inning early.
Again, yeah, you just want to shorten up the time that you're on the diamond. It's just a few more degrees warmer out there.
And this one is laced out to right field. Garrity is going to get on his horse and try to stretch to third, and he'll rumble all the way around and pull up into third base and look for an oxygen mask.
Nice clean cut single there by Chase Turner. Good turn of the hands.
Not batting. Shortstop, number 4, Kevin Schellenberg.
Schellenberg back in the game after being pinch hit for in the fourth. And Linton will do some landscaping out there on the landing area. That's been an area of concern all day long and all week long here on Milthand Field. As just the wear and tear and the beatdown that these pitchers put on the landing area. Called a strike on that inside corner. You saw Schellenberg try to jackknife away from that right on the inside corner. And downstairs to even the count at 1. Runners on the corners. Chase Turner at first, Greg Garrity at third. Single sandwiched around a strikeout to Pat Sagdahl. BCA's threatening again here in the 6th inning. Bottom of the 6th, they lead 5-1 over the Toronto Batmen.
Great change up there by Kyle Linton.
This is the first of 5 here on the ISC network. Coming up, A1 Bombers, Circle Tap Dukes. Foul ball by Kevin Schellenberg will ricochet off the tent and dropped down. There was an opportunity there for a fan to make a grab, Joe, but good throw-in at least. The 1 ball, 2 strikes still on Schellenberg. And foul back to the screen, and again, fortunately, that hits the post and ricochets off, not our camera.
Yes.
You can hear the ting off of the post. Shelley struggling a little bit here today. Those 2 strikeouts back in the 3rd and the 4th, or the 2nd and the 3rd, I guess it was. The 4th was Drage.
Schellenberg with 4 strikeouts coming into this game, so make it 6 now.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. And down low, this game, Joe, Todd, now just past the 2-hour mark and going to a full count again, and this is why the games get over 2 hours. It's just about every batter goes to a full count.
Exactly, yeah, a lot of pitches are consumed in those full counts that we just talked about.
And this one lifted up foul and out of play. The Bombers are scattering away from that one. Somebody went after it barehanded. Might have been Tyler Dudley made the grab over there. Through the tree, that is down the left field side. Winner of this game will take on the Scarborough Force. Scheduled 2 p.m. start, but it looks like that is going to get pushed back. And this one is lifted up into center. Pivadori will track back. Garrity will trot on home and sliding headfirst into second base. Good aggressive slide there. Chase Turner tagging and moving up to second.
Long fly ball there by Schellenberg, driving in the 6th run of the game.
So give Shelley the sac fly and the RBI. Good productive at bat. And a change as Dedeaux will come in to pinch hit for Luigi Pinto. Luigi having a tough afternoon as well with a couple of strikeouts and a ground out.
It never comes to you? Yeah, it hasn't. Is the walkie-talkie turned on? Pitch hitting number 10.
So CJ Dedeaux, Joe, Todd, some limited playing time for BC as well.
Second game that he's appeared in, just one other play at bat. So, yes, just his second time throughout the tournament.
And I think that one just went off the bat foul. So BC now in front 6-1 on the RBI sac fly by Schellenberg. Still another runner out there in scoring position. Chase Turner hustling up to second base on that long fly to center. And a swing and a miss by Dedeaux. 0-2. 2 down here in the inning. The run in for BC. And a swing and a miss. So that's it for the BCAs. They score 1. The leadoff single by Garrity comes all the way around. They strand Chase Turner at second base. BC 6, Toronto 1. Last call for the Batmen.
Free means different things to different people. Free is the laughter we share together. Free are the tears of joy on that special day. Free is the ability to express yourself. Free is the air dancing around your fingers. Free feels good, and so does saving. At First Ontario Credit Union, our members always get free checking, free ATM use, free debit, free deposits, free e-statements, and new members get a free gift. Visit freeisgood.ca and get money doing better for you at First Ontario Credit Union.
Murphy's Fish and Chips is not only a great place to get some of the best seafood in Canada, but is also one of the best fastball sponsors in the game. Voted Nova Scotia's best fish and chips by Eastlink TV, Murphy's is a family institution since 1996 and a proud fastball sponsor of many Canadian and ISC championship teams. Open 7 days a week. Come join us for our famous English-style fish and chips or any of our daily specials. Murphy's is located at 88 Esplanade in Truro, Nova Scotia. We thank Dave T. Anderson and Murphy's Fish and Chips for their commitment to fastball and the broadcast program.
Swing and a miss by Tyler Postel, leading things off here for the Toronto Batmen. Last call for the Batmen. They've had a great run. I'm sure they don't want it to come here to an end, but if it's midnight and the slipper fits, it might be the end of the run for Cinderella.
Exactly. Exactly, you called it, that Cinderella team, that team that's been coming through and kind of surprising everybody. So give full credit to the Batman with that 4-1 record coming into this game.
Mata gets a strike on that inside corner, and that's where he's got the most value for his money in the game, Joe, is on the inside corner. Hasn't really been able to consistently get the outside edge from Randy McLam.
Exactly, yeah. He's been trying to jam on the hands wherever he can. Keep that ball in the infield.
Called strike 3. Down goes Tyler Postel. He's going to have his say before he leaves, but down on strikes nonetheless. So Austin Brown.
Number 22, Austin Brown.
Austin 1 for 2 in the afternoon, had a double and then a fly out. And he's actually hit the ball pretty well twice, I thought, Joe. Put some good contact onto it.
Yeah, really good power hitter there, hidden down the bottom part of the order there for that number 9 guy.
Called a strike. Mata would like to throw as few pitches as possible here and get 3 outs. I don't expect him to waste any time here or waste any pitches.
No, should be going right after these guys.
Oh, that one's in, and it gets Austin Brown in there on the arm. And he is in consideration. So still some discussion from the umpires and Austin Brown. I'm not sure whether they're thinking about calling that they're calling that a foul ball. I think that is the absolute wrong call there, Joe. Clearly it hit the guy.
Well, yeah, he sold it to me anyway, for sure, and you don't react with that much pain. And
well, he's saying that the hand on the handle is part of the bat there. Boy, that's a tough call on Austin Brown. Mata gives him a break by going to the outside corner. Boy, somebody with a little bit colder heart might have gone right back in on the hands. Swing and a miss there. Down goes Brown. And 2 strikeouts. Well, back to the top of the shop. Scott Wilkins. Last call, last hope for the Toronto Batmen. They're down 6-1. Need to somehow conjure up 5 runs here in the top of the 7th inning. Pretty tall order against Lucas Mata, who has been dominant, Joe, with
17 strikeouts. Sorry, no, 15
strikeouts on the afternoon. Chance to get it to 16. This one is punched out to right, and that's the ball game. Chase Turner collects that. The BCAs will move on to face the Scarborough Force later this afternoon with a 6-1 win over the Toronto Batmen. Batmen will look back on the third and the fourth innings for squandered opportunities. They left 5 runners aboard, 4 of them in scoring position, but the BCA's, I think, full value for this one. Lucas Mata, as you said, 15 strikeouts and certainly dominant in the circle. Lucas Mata did a great job on the mound, and the BCA's coming through with very clutch hits at the right time, just driving in those go-ahead runs. So congratulations on the Toronto Batmen. They do finish in the top 8, a significant accomplishment for a team that was ranked kind of in the mid-teens coming into the tournament. Congratulations to the Batmen. The A's, some unfinished business. They'll be taking on the Scarborough Force later this afternoon. Stay with us. Coming up, Circle Top Dukes, A1 Bombers. We're here all day.